I've been meaning to make a video to talk about Justin Bieber's song called Holy. Just Holy. Yeah. And I was busy studying and other things. I couldn't do it. It's been in the back of my mind since he released it. Just a note, I'm biased. I really like Justin Bieber. So if I'll say anything positive in this video, it's because of that. Because I like him. All right. And also another thing is I only listened to the song twice. Once when it was released and once just now before making this video. And that's probably all the times I'm going to listen to the song in my entire life. And I'm going to tell you why. First, let's get the lyrics. Where are the lyrics? Where are the lyrics? I have them in front of me here on my computer. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to discuss some points. Oh, let's first talk about superficial things. Video, cringy. Like some of it is nice and heartwarming and fuzzy. It makes you feel fuzzy inside. But gosh, some of it is just so cringy, so unbelievably cringy. Like first of all, I couldn't believe Justin Bieber was actually working there. He wasn't. The whole thing was like It's catchy, very catchy song. Unfortunately, because you listen to it once and it's in the back of your mind for a long time, and then when you see you're singing words that with the wrong meaning, you're like, oh my gosh, this is not good. All right, let's talk about the song. I hear a lot about sinners. Don't think that I will be a saint, but I might go down to the river because the way that the sky opens up when we touch. Yeah, it's making me say that the way you, and that's the chorus, that the way you hold me, to repeat, because it's music, right? Feels so holy, 5 times. On God, running to the altar like a track star. Can't wait another second. Because the way you hold me, I don't know if I said that many times, feels so holy. And then another part is talking about something, and then it says, but the way that we love in the night gave me life. Baby, I can't explain. That the way you hold me as many times feels so holy, 5 times. And the chorus repeats. Let's read the Bible. This song reminds me of a passage in Isaiah chapter 6. There's 2 passages in the Bible, at least that I can remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's more. But there's 2 passages in the Bible that the word holy is repeated a few times. Isaiah chapter 6. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, gosh, can't even speak English, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him stood the seraphim. Each had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. So he's describing an angel here. With 6 wings, 2 he covered his face, 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one called to another said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the foundations of the thresholds shook at the voice of him who called, and the house was filled with smoke. And I said, Woe is me, for I am lost, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a burning coal that he had taken with tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth and said, Behold, this has touched your lips. Your guilt is taken away, and your sin atoned for. And he goes on. Now, this is chapter 6 of the book of Isaiah. Isaiah is a prophet, one of the major prophets in the Bible. A prophet, a messianic prophet. I mean, the entire Old Testament is prophesying about Jesus. But he was very clearly, in many passages, talking very precisely about Jesus. In this chapter 6, this is not where his ministry started. The first 5 chapters, he was saying the same thing that he said on verse, when he said that woe to me, 5, verse 5. The beginning of Isaiah, he's prophesying God gives him visions, and he starts prophesying of the people of Israel and how messed up they are. And then here he comes and has an experience. And in this experience, he was really upset because the king, Uzziah, died. And that's a king, had been a king for decades. So, and there was a loved king. You know, the leader of a nation, leader of Israel, died. He went to the temple. Actually, I don't think even he went to the temple. But he says filled the temple. Maybe it was just a vision, but maybe it was in the temple. The thing is, he had a vision, and he saw God, and he felt, very important, he felt the holiness of God. First point. First point. This is the holiness of God. If you think you experienced the holiness of God and you never, ever had a moment when you looked at yourself and realized how much of a pile of crap you are, you have not felt the holiness of God. You don't know God. You don't know God. Pay attention to this. I'm not saying this to judge you, because I am not no better than you. That's the whole point I'm making. If you never came to God's presence and looked at yourself and realized how much of a pile of crap you are, you do not know God, and you have never seen him. And that's the point. When, if that's you, you should stop watching this video and bow down your knees and ask God to reveal himself to you. Because if you haven't experienced that, you do not know him. It's very serious. The reason why I don't like the song is because it's a serious thing. All right, now let's go to this passage in Hebrew. I'm just going to read a part of it. Because when you read this, it says, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts." In Hebrew it says this: Kadosh, 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 Yahweh, Tzavaot. I'm just going to read this part, which is Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh is holy. Yahweh, or if a Jewish person would read this, he wouldn't pronounce Yahweh, he would pronounce Adonai. Tzavaot is armies or hosts, right? And I'm reading the Hebrew Bible because I wanted to understand that Lord here is not Lord as in Adonai, it's in Yahweh, which is the name of God, that God revealed to Moses when Moses was in sees the burning bush, and he comes, and in Exodus chapter 3, let's have a look here. He goes there, he sees the burning bush, and God starts speaking to him, and he says, what's the first thing that he says? What is the first thing he says? Is take off your sandals, because this is holy ground. And why is it holy ground? It's holy ground because God is there. It's not because that ground is special. No, it's because God is there. Okay? Chapter 6, verse 13. I took notes of that, but I want to read from the Bible here. 13 is where I started, but verse 4 says this: When the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called to him out of the bush, Moses, Moses. He said, Here I am. Then he said, Do not come near me. Do not come near me. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place on which you're standing is holy ground. Okay, and then he goes and starts revealing himself to him. And then he says, well, what do I tell people? What do I say you are? You know, Moses said to God, if I come to the people of Israel and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. And that's in Hebrew, it says Yahweh, which is the name of God. I am. Say to these people of Israel, Yahweh has sent me to you. I am has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and thus I am to be remembered throughout all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say to them, the Lord Yahweh, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, has appeared to me, saying, I have observed you and what you've been done to you in Egypt, and I promised I will bring you, blah, blah, blah. And then God started prophesying, talking about what he was going to do to the people of Israel, save them. Yahweh. Now, before I read from the Hebrew Bible, and I said, Kadosh, 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 Yahweh, Tzavaot. If a Jew were to read that, he would not say Yahweh, because that's the name of God. He'll say Adonai. Every time the name of God appears in the Bible, Jewish people read Adonai, which means Lord, but it doesn't have the full meaning of the name of God, which is Yahweh, I am. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this for the simple reason that the reason why the Jews don't pronounce the name of God is because in the Ten Commandments, it says, you shall not take the name of God, your Lord, in vain. And that's the name of God. And they believe that every time you say the name, you're already saying it in vain. Of course, I don't believe that, otherwise I wouldn't be pronouncing the name of God. And the reason I don't believe it, it's not the point of this video, but here it says, God said to Moses, this is my name forever, and thus I am to be remembered through all generations. That's the name, that's God's name, and he wants people to remember him by his name. What does he have to do with the song Holy? This is what he has to do with the song Holy. Kadosh, 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 Yahweh. What is holy? What does he mean? Well, I'll tell you what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean anything that you can experience on earth. Nothing you can experience on earth is holy. Hugging someone, while there are things that we do on earth, they do have an image, a very faint, very distorted, very kind of resemblant image of what God is like. Nothing on this earth is, even us, we are created, humans, not animals. Humans are created in the image of God. That is an image of God on earth. But then Adam and Eve sinned, and sin destroyed that image. We are, in essence, in a way, it's still in the image of God, but now we are slaves to sin, and we are full of sin, and there's nothing in us that it's an imperfect image of God anymore. And now, because of that, that's why Jesus came and died on the cross, so we can be born again. That old man dies, and we have a new life in Jesus. But nothing on earth, nothing is like God. Okay? And the Bible says, and I have here in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it? It's talking about human heart. Our heart is deceitful in everything. Jesus said, what corrupts the man is not what comes out of his mouth, not what goes in his mouth, what comes out of his mouth, because the corruption is already inside. We are hopeless. Without God, we are hopeless. That's the revelation Isaiah had when he saw God and he realized, whoa, the angels were seeing, the angel was covering his face and his feet. That is the holiness of God. Moses asked God, I want to see you. Show me your glory. And God said, you're not going to see me, my face, because if you do, you will die. He didn't actually say that, I'm paraphrasing, but that's exactly what would have happened. And God said, I'll put you here behind this rock, go hide there, and I'll just walk past you, see my back. And that will be sufficient. Because God is holy. Holy, holy. Nothing on earth is like that. In Romans chapter 2, I want to read actually chapter 3, 23. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. There's nothing good in humans. There's nothing good in us before we are born again in Jesus. I know there's different beliefs that, inherently people are good. No, they are not. They're not. And that's why this song, it makes me angry. It makes me angry because it's going against that commandment of taking the name of the Lord in vain. And I know the song doesn't mention Yahweh, doesn't say I am, doesn't do any of that, but the name of the Lord is more than just Yahweh. It is what it means. And back to the name of God, Yahweh. What does it mean? I am. I am. It means that God is beyond creation. He is. He's uncreated. He doesn't need anything to exist. We only exist because of God. The moment God snaps his finger and decides, die, we die. It's just like that. It's very simple. And you might think, oh my gosh, this is horrifying. That's not biblical. We read the Bible and then you find out. It's just like that. Nothing that exists apart of him. nothing. Everything that exists because of God, and God is outside of that. He's uncreated. He is. He is. He's not a man. He's not like us. You know, the Bible says in Isaiah 55 verse 8, for your thoughts are not, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. It's that different. Us and God is that different. We are people of passions. Passion. One day we feel like that, another day we feel like that. One day we love someone, the other day we don't. And then there's all this rationalization. Oh, I didn't feel like good. Oh, it wasn't good. It wasn't good for me. It didn't feel good. My heart and this and that. You change your mind and you just rationalize everything. That's us. I'm hungry. I'm not hungry anymore after I eat. God is. Everything about his character is. Everything. God is holy. He doesn't feel holy at certain times and less holy at other times. No. He is holy. God is love. He doesn't feel love. We have love is this word that is mistranslated. I believe that love is the wrong word to translate agape, because we think that love is what we think it is. But remember, our ways are so separated from God's ways. It's nothing in our ways resemble God's ways. The love of God is not a feeling. It's not how we think love is. No. Love of God is beyond that. It transcends that. It's something, 1 Corinthians 13, agape this, agape that, agape that. That's a kind of a little bit of of God's love. What do we know what love is? That Jesus Christ laid his life for us, laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. That's what love is. That God himself died on the cross. He sacrificed his own son on the cross for me and for you, because there's nothing good in us and there's everything good in Jesus. He fulfilled everything for us. Nothing to do with me. Didn't do anything. All I did was receive it. I was lost. I was dead. I had to be born again. Did I have any? Does a baby do anything in birth? No, it doesn't. It's all outside exterior forces. Same for salvation. You have nothing you can bring to the table. Absolutely nothing. But God is love. He is. It's not like some days he feels like love, some days he feels like... It's not like the God of the New Testament is love and the God of the Old Testament is wrath. No. God is wrath. God is just. He is. He doesn't change his mind. He's not like yesterday he's justice, today he's love. No. He is justice. And sin and corruption deserves punishment. That is death. Sin and corruption is unholy. It's the opposite of holy. Holy, there's not even, we can't even define holy. We have this explanation. It's separated for a purpose, or it's like unblemished, or the reason why this song annoys me is because holy is so central to God's nature and to God's character that we don't understand what it is. We don't know what holy is. All we know is that when we experience it, what happened to Isaiah? He was like, who am I? I am a man of unclean lips, and I live amongst people of unclean lips. And then what did God do? Did God tell him, oh, well, clean yourself? No. An angel went and purified him. He was saved and forgiven by nothing on his own. Every time we take the name of the Lord in vain, we're breaking one of the 10 commandments. And of course, I said we're not saved by what we do. We're saved by what Jesus already accomplished on the cross. But once you're saved, you want to do the right thing because God saved you. He paid a price. His own son died on the cross for you. You better obey him now. He bought you with an unbelievable price. You're worth... That's another misconception that people have these days. Oh, you're worth so much. We're worth nothing. We're worth as much as someone wants to pay. You see, that's how the market works. If I make something, I decide today I'm going to be an artist, and I go and build a statue, and I go and try to sell it. It's worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. Someone might be willing to pay $10. That's how much it's worth. Our worth is only defined because Jesus was willing to pay the amount that he was willing to pay. And he paid an incredible amount. The price of his sacrifice, his blood shed on the cross. That's how much you're worth. Not because of us. You're not amazing because of you. You're amazing because Jesus decided you were worth that much. Okay? Let's put that in perspective. Back to there's so much that we can go here. But every time we take the name of God in vain, we're breaking the 10 Commandments. We are sinning. We're doing something that God does not want us to do. Now, taking the name of the Lord in vain is not only to use his name in a profanity or saying something, using the name of Jesus in something that is not the right place. It's the same thing saying in the name of God, Yahweh, in a different context. And that's why the Jews are so careful about this name, except that it's not just the name. It's who he is. Because when God revealed himself to Moses, he said, this is my name forever, and thus I am to be remembered through all generations. It's about his fame and about who he is. And every time we misrepresent God's character, we are taking his name in vain. Every time we preach a gospel that is not a biblical gospel, we are taking his name in vain because we're saying God is like this, but he is not. You're misrepresenting God. That is taking his name in vain. That's my problem with the song, because it says holy 5 times. It says holy 3 times in the Bible. You know why it says that many times? Because it's elevating that character. There's no other characteristic of God that is elevated to the 3rd degree to repetition. God is not love, love, love. Nowhere in the Bible says, oh, you love, love. No, no, no. You're just. No, no, no. But he's holy, holy, holy. That is the highest degree of elevation of any of God's characteristics in the Bible. Holy, holy, holy. And then here's a song by someone I love, misusing the name of God, comparing feel so holy with touching someone. Sure, relationships are great and God created for... That's not God's holiness. It just isn't. It's not. You can't do that. You just can't do that. The way we love in the night gave me life. Unless he's talking about Jesus, the way you touch me, God, it feels holy. Then, the way you hold me, God, it feels holy. Then, maybe I'll give a little bit of that. But, no. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Declare the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Isaiah 55, verse 8 and 9. And Romans 9:20 says this, but who are you, O man, to answer back to God? Will what is molded say to its molder, why have you made me like this? That's who we are. We are clay. We're dust that God formed in any way he desired. And if you are blessed enough to be a Christian and believe in Jesus and have a revelation of who he is, you should be so thankful for the rest of your life and throw everything else away. Throw it. Forget about it. Sell everything. Give everything away. That's what Jesus said to his disciples. You want to follow me? Sell everything and come and follow me. If you're blessed enough to be chosen by God and to be saved, to have a revelation of who God is, gosh, and I'm saying this to myself, don't play around. Don't play around. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, you're taking this so seriously. Listen, Christianity, you either take it seriously or you don't. There's no middle ground. You can't be a passive Christian. You can't be I just go to church on Sunday Christian. You can't be a Christian that only, oh no, when God gives me what I want, I'm a Christian. Oh, I love that Jesus died on the cross for me and I'm going to achieve all my dreams and purposes. It's going to be great. No, that's not, I'm sorry to break it to you if that's the first time you hear this. You're not a Christian. Just no. You either are everything or you're nothing. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to do another Carlos. This is not a Carlos Read the Bible, by the way. This is just a video I've been meaning to make. But I'll come back. I'll come back to it as much as I can. Bye.